was actually not stolen. Um, that was like one of the things that I believe the officer was saying of why he approached the car in the first place, was that it was a stolen car that he claims had sped off from him about a week ago before the incident. So he thought this was the same car, went to approach it. Obviously, Eric wasn't response, or I guess wasn't positively responding to what he was asking him to do, tried to drive off, and he ended up getting shot. Um, yeah, so crazy, bro. So first off, we'll start with Don. So knowing that what we know now, the car was not stolen. What do you think about that? You think this cop just making all that up, or do you
Well,
think
hang
maybe
on
he
one
was really
second.
mistaken?
Don,
What's
you
up?
got a lot of feedback coming out.
Yeah, that's what I was
That's from
saying.
me. Hold on.
Yeah,
Probably my headphones too high.
yeah.
My bad.
Yes.
No, you
Speak
good.
again. It's better now.
Uh, yeah, I still kind of hear it a
Check, check,
little
check.
bit.
All right. Turning the headphones
Good.
down. But yeah, so yeah, with that, like, I think, I mean, I mentioned it before. It's a real bad training issue. I feel like,
Yeah.
these officers need to be trained way, way better. Like right now, it seems like to me, like, to become an officer, to become like a street cop is a very low like IQ. Like they don't need much intelligence to become a street cop. Now, I don't want to disrespect the whole, I guess you could say, police force. But
Right.
when you're a street cop and you're just pulling up to different situations, I believe like when you go through those police academies and they just, you just fly through and pass through, it got to be a low IQ because of all this BS that's happening. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I feel like it's training. I feel like it's intelligence level. Like I feel like they just need to do a lot more screening. Like it's crazy that this stuff keeps happening, and that's like I said, there was no protocol that was followed when the cop opened the door. He just opened the door and pretty much shot. So it's ridiculous.
Right.
Right. Right. Um. Yeah. So Clay, what do you think? Before I even.
Yeah, I mean, kind of don't really have too much to say about it, man. It's just another unfortunate incident. And I mean, the one thing I am happy about, again, is the fact that, the cop was fired. I mean, it seems like the head of that police force is taking the situation seriously. So that much I respect, in terms of, the response to the situation. But it's just overall unfortunate. The fact that, I know that there's a shortage on, police forces in different cities and things like that, but they definitely got to be a little bit more wiser with their selection for sure.
Okay. All right. So B, you agree? You think it's a training issue, or you think it's something else?
I mean, like what Don was saying, well, it is a training issue, but when you say it's a training issue, do they feel like it's an issue? Because this is not the first story that we've heard where they've done some off the wall things to people.
Right.
Um, in any race, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's
Hmm.
kind of like we might be saying it's a training issue, but maybe they're trained to be that way
That's true. That's
Yeah.
because
very
they're
true.
getting
Facts.
slaps on the wrist, they're getting paid leave. They still
Yeah.
get awards eventually while people are losing their lives or quality of life. And training issue, I don't even care about training at this point. Like it's a repercussions issue. It's a like what happens to them when they mess up like this issue. You know what I'm saying? Like that
Yeah.
boy is 17 years old.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I feel like it's only reason why I would say I disagree with the training issue belief is that, like, I would go as far as to say I don't even think when they get into these situations, I don't think they're thinking much about how they were trained or what they were taught. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they just immediately resort to like their feelings in the immediate situation, and depending on who it is they're dealing with or where they're at. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like with a lot of cops, particularly with because like we're talking about here, the kid was 17. He was in the parking lot. Let's say you even truly believe this was some car that you thought was stolen or whatever. It's like
Right.
Don said, the whole way he even went about that just did not
That's
seem right.
that's
And
what I'm
You're
saying.
gonna
There's
you gonna trash the car too? Just like what?
yeah, like it just seemed
Right.
kind of like
That's what I'm saying. There's protocol, bro. Like you supposed to, you supposed to. If he's in his car, you gotta go up with protocol. You ask him for whatever license and registration,
right,
whatever
but
it is.
that's
You
what
know
I'm
what I'm
saying,
saying?
bro. It seems like they're not doing what's protocol. So it's like, because for example, like if you saying it's a training issue, if I was the police force, I feel like you were saying is that we did this shit. Like we trained them to do the stupid
Yeah,
shit. I'd be
no,
like,
yeah,
yo,
that's exactly.
they're not even
That's
doing what we trained them to do.
That's
They're not even
exactly
thinking about
no,
what we
no. That's exactly what I'm saying. Because look, check this out. You go to a job, right, and you got the people training you, right. There's a lot of jobs out there where like that I've got when I was like younger, and you know you got the people who train you like, yeah, bro, you could just do this, like this, that, and the other, right. I
right,
guarantee you, in the police force, there's cops like, bro, if you see him, don't even do this. You know what I'm saying? I know they say to do this, but don't do that
right,
because you're wasting time or this, that, and the other. Just pull him out the car. You know what I'm saying? And they're probably watching their peers or their coworkers or whatever do some crazy stuff and pretty much not care about protocol or whatever they're taught or
Right.
trained, and they just going against it. So I feel like it's a follow suit thing, and
Right.
that shit needs to be fixed.
right. Yeah, I can see from that point. Yeah, yeah, that does make sense. It obviously, just like you said, any job is going to be that person instructing that's going to tell you, the shortcuts and tell you don't do this. Save time doing this, whatever. I would
Right.
hope that in something as serious as the police force, people wasn't doing that. But I'd
I
imagine
feel
they
like it's
probably
worse.
are.
I feel like in the police force is worse.
Yeah,
I never been in the police force. I can only see from the outside in, but I guarantee that shit is worse. Like
Oh
especially
yeah.
with people that's been there 30, 40 years, they probably like, bro, don't read them as well. They have to read them their rights, but you know what I'm saying? Some other stuff like little protocols.
Yeah. Like wait till you get him in the car and then read him his rights.
Yeah, some crazy
Type some
loophole
shit
type
like
shit. Yeah,
that.
you feel me?
Right. Right. I know what you mean.
right. So Eric, like we said, he is on life support. Do you guys think something would be? Do you guys think that the cops' punishment? He's only been fired so far. Obviously, there hasn't been any criminal charges brought up on him yet. I'd imagine there would be. Do you guys think that his punishment should be different depending on whether Eric? Because let's make something clear here. Even if he does live, he's not going to be the same Eric Cantu he was before that night. You
Oh
know what I'm
yeah,
saying? He's probably not going to walk and talk again, none of that. So do you guys think this police officer's punishment should be different depending on whether Eric lives or not?
I mean, the law does have different charges for somebody's dead or somebody's just getting shot,
Right.
but nonetheless, he should get the book thrown at him because even if Eric is walking and straight, he still traumatized him. He still
Right.
traumatized a community, having them fear that they may get shot up when they're just eating a burger, no matter how old they may be at this point.
Right.
Right.
It's just scary just to go around a community not knowing who's next, and
It
Right.
is.
he needs to be made an example of.
And okay, but do you think, because like you said, I believe earlier, like this is not even the fifth time that we've had this conversation. Like this is something that's been a repetitive thing. And to me, it seems like, because like one of the things that I would assume when they're in the field and this kind of stuff is going on, if this was even the only thing that stopped me, I'd be like, you know what? I'm just gonna be the list like a temp cop that does this shit who's gonna end up getting punished or going to jail. Let me not even put myself in it. Cause like, why do you want to be in a situation? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Right.
it just doesn't seem like it's even worth it in any kind of way. Like this cop, yeah, he got fired, whatever. The worst he could, maybe do some jail time. But why even put you and your family and be in this situation? So to me, I don't know. I don't feel like I don't know what could be done. They didn't put cameras on them so that now we could see everything. They thought that would stop it. That didn't. So if anything, what do you guys think? Like, what is at this point? What could be done about this to slow it down?
I mean, like I could go back and just say, you know what I'm saying, some real deep hardcore training, but if I was to get deeper with it, I want to say it's kind of like an individual thing. Like I know look out for your safety, but what this cop did, even so, walk up to the car, just pull the door open. That's not
Yeah.
safety at all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
bro could have had a
Better question. What do you think? What could Eric, in his shoes, what could he have done in this situation for it not
Boy,
to
he
have
couldn't do
gone?
anything. He just
okay. This situation, bro couldn't do anything, bro.
I mean, all right.
He was fucking
So if you
surprised.
watch the video, though,
He was shocked.
it does seem like he technically
Bro.
could have just gotten this. I guess the cop wanted him to get out the
He
car.
tried to
right?
drive off and stuff.
No,
to
check
save
this
his
out.
own
I
life.
watched it. Bro was
Right.
startled. Like, imagine eating
Yeah,
your
obviously.
sandwich and somebody
just
pull
come open
the
the door.
door open with a gun at your face. Bro, I'm pulling off too, bro. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so the cop didn't
Yeah.
do it safely for himself neither. If he has his gun out, imagine if it was somebody like else that had a gun in the car. As soon as he pulled the, you know what I'm saying, door open, he could have got shot, or and something could have happened to him. You know what I'm saying? And that could have been in the cop's mind when he had the gun out. But when you head into these situations, you obviously got to think safety first. Like, yo, let me not startle this person, because if they have a gun, they probably gonna shoot me. Let me do this right. Let me do, you know what I'm saying? From that specific situation, that cop, I don't know what he was thinking, bro. Like,
and he was a rookie. Remember, they said this was only his 7th month on the job or something like that. So I'd assume maybe.
Whoa.
That's what I'm saying. So a rookie, you would think a rookie would just be coming out of training camp or whatever they call it. You would think that he would knock on the window, sir, roll your window down, please. Hey, look, this, that, can I get your license registration? Dude's gonna be like, hey, I'm just eating a burger in the parking lot. Let me see your license registration. You know what I'm saying? Go through the freaking protocol. Like, I'm not a cop, and I would do that.
Right.
Part of it too, I feel like maybe because he was a rookie and it was his 7th month, he was kind of thirsty to get into some type of like situation. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he was kind of like,
bro,
I need some action. You know what I mean?
Got that.
And that's how it is about some cops too, though. Like sometimes the anxiety run high when they think the worst about a situation, and in his mind, him thinking like, "Oh, that's the car right there. I got to go get them now."
Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like, he probably
he got that. He got that mentality from somewhere. It's got to be his peers. And there's no way you in a job, you fresh in a job, and you like, yeah, I'm gonna go handle this right now. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've never been in a job where
also to hash out all possibilities, it's possible he could have seen somebody handle a situation aggressively and he just went about it the wrong way. That's also possible too.
Or he's mentally ill.
The low IQ shit. That's what I'm saying. They just be fucking passing these motherfucking
again,
cops.
That would fall on the department too, because like they're supposed to do those kind of mental tests on all their officers.
Right,
sure
the psych test.
So yeah, bro, it's kind of, you know, this one in particular, I feel like was just really bad, man, because it wasn't even like the kid was pulled over. You know what I mean? He was literally eating a burger in a McDonald's parking lot. We've all been there, like at some point in our lives.
Now we can't eat burgers in McDonald's parking lot, bro. Come on, man.
It's fucking crazy. And like you said, like just walk up on someone's car like that and just open the door. Forget even Eric's safety. That you, like you said, you could have just blasted on him as soon as he opened the door, like,
bro.
Right. Because rightfully speaking, you in the parking lot, especially look like his windows was tinted and all that. You in the parking lot down eating your burger, you're not looking up, focusing on who's walking up. You're not even thinking someone's going to walk up to your car and try to open the door.
You think everybody in the parking lot to get the same thing you got.
Yeah, like
now people that go to that McDonald's probably thinking like, oh, you can't eat at this McDonald's.
Right.
Hot, that's the second person that got killed by a cop in a McDonald's parking lot from what I remember. I remember something like that happened before.
Yeah, crazy. That's so.
Let's not wish death. He ain't died yet. He's still on life support.
Oh yeah.
But he's still on life support, right? So which is funny because that's kind of the next thing that I want to ask. So we look at what. Speaking of which, anyone to say anything in the chat, you know, or
nah, not yet.
No,
I didn't see anything.
Yeah, cool. So obviously, like I guess the theme of what we're kind of saying is that the kid didn't really have a chance technically. So obviously, like we're about to talk about in a little bit, recently in the media, the George Floyd situation has been coming up a lot again. So looking at this situation compared to that, and I think it just made me kind of think like, damn, what if you had to pick one, which would suck? What situation would you rather be in as far as having a chance for survival? Oddly enough, I feel like maybe the George Floyd situation, he more so had a chance than this kid. which is funny how that turned out because, you know, maybe if George Floyd didn't actually die in that situation, obviously would have never have been close to the big thing, the skeptical that it became and stuff like that.
Right.
So is that like do y'all think that these situations only get, because in my opinion, this was worse. Might want to maybe disagree. I feel like this Eric Cantu thing, as far as the approach, a little bit worse. I also feel if he does not die, which, you know, we don't want him to die, I feel like this is going to get really swept under the rug. You know what I mean? So I just thought it was an interesting thing of like how it's not really how bad the situation is or how right or wrong the person is. It's more about like, did you die or not? You
Well,
know what
I mean, when Rodney King, it was Rodney King, he didn't die, and they did a
in LA, I think that more so got big because it started an entire riot and people like started like trashing LA and shit.
It's just the injustice of it all, you know, like
right.
Yeah.
Whether somebody dies or not, it's like, okay, that boy don't die. We're not. I don't want to talk too much about his health, but if he is okay, is he really okay? You know, like
Right.
Yeah, and that's my question. My thing is like, does the media treat it that way though? Because it seems like the media only treats it in a way as like, if this person died and it became a big skeptical, then that's when we pour out all this. Because not gonna say that I haven't seen people talking or caring about the Eric situation, but I definitely would say it's not for what it is and for how scary that video is. I don't think the situation is as big or being talked about as it could be. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
it's not
that
as
is
big.
true.
It's not as big because, to be honest, like before I came on, I just learned through Don letting me know about it. So that's how not big it is, and I'm always on my phone. So like what?
Yeah, it's pretty, and that's what's scary about it to me because it's like that's got to be another thing that's on these cops' minds when they're out there too. Is like, you know, I could get away with this shit because it's not gonna be. Because I think we're slowly, maybe it was because we made such a big thing of the George Floyd and we all just got so exhausted from this happening. I just feel like more and more of this stuff is happening. It's like we're just caring less and less. It's kind of like
insensitive towards it.
Yeah, it's like we're getting insensitive to it. It's just like, you know, and I think that's sad, man, because that makes it even scarier out there. Because the more or the less that we care about this thing as a society, the more that it gives cops that attitude out there. That's just like, well, I can get away with this.
But you know, this is something that's timeless. You know, like
yeah.
nothing has changed. I hate to sound hopeless, but nothing has changed. This is not a story that a generation before us hasn't experienced. And then here, with all the marches that we've done and all these change, it's like we're so stagnant. It's like nothing has changed since, I don't know, maybe 2 generations ago.
Yeah.
I would, you know, like, and it's almost boastful when they post these things and put it on the media to show like how nothing's changing. Like nothing. No, you know, we still sitting on edge. Are they good? Like, why are we thinking, us as citizens thinking, is this cop going to get in trouble? We should be confident that this cop is going to be in trouble, but we are really discussing, will they get in trouble? Because you know, to even this day and age, some of these people get a slap on the wrist, even if somebody died.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because like I said, I don't think if the George Floyd thing didn't blow up the way it did, I don't think Derek Chauvin would have gotten the sentence that he got.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And to sit there on edge even then, hoping that he got, and it's on national television watching the man kill the man, and we're still like, hopefully he gets in trouble for killing somebody. Like, that is the craziest thing.
Yeah, and again here, I think the deciding factor sometimes, especially with people that are kind of like on the fence, so they don't want to pick a side.
Breonna Taylor girl, like all these people, like
that
are dead and can't defend themselves in court, and nobody's gonna get in trouble for killing. That's crazy.
Yeah,
but if they, you know, I can't say too much. But if they were to retaliate to save their lives, how would things play out?
Right.
It wouldn't be no question of that. It wouldn't be no question. You already know how it's gonna happen with them, but we have to question
death sentence.
It's ridiculous. It's
it's tough, man. But I don't know. We'll definitely going to continue to see what happens with that. Obviously, I don't think this is something that's going to stop. I thought it was going to at least slow down. Well, maybe it slowed down. But I thought it was at least going to be a lot less frequent once the Derek Chauvin sentence happened. I thought that would have at least made cops be like, all right, we need to chill. But it's not.
We got 2 comments so far. Bailey Bunch, lifestyle. Shout out to Bailey Bunch.
Baby Bunch.
I'm just now hearing about this too. Yeah. So the only the day we spoke about it, that was like I think I heard about it right before then. And it was like a real brief thing. I'm like, hold on. So I had to click into it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like a little just snippet something. And this cop and the next thing. And I'm like, yo, hold on, go back real quick. So that's how I found out about it. So yeah, and Denia Sharp, cops should be held more accountable with harsher penalties. That's for sure, with intent in mind. It's the people in the position, in the uniform, emotionally and mentally unstable, no self-control, poor decisions. This is truly heartbreaking. Yeah. A lot of them emotionally and mentally unstable. So there's a lot of cops are military veterans. So I you know what I'm saying, do believe PTSD and things like that come into play. But like we really gotta just monitor that. And if you feel like they're not stable, we really have to down on that. This person's not stable to carry this job because they may end up killing somebody.
It's all like, who's gonna cover their shift if we decide that they? It's like it's probably those little small like work things that makes them like be a little lazy about stuff. Not trying to say that they were really checking this man's mental health in the first place, but I'm just saying, like, scenario. What if they do come across something like that? Do they move? Do they move swiftly?
I don't know if this guy's military, but I'm like military veterans. When it comes to the police force, they probably just get a swoop right in. It ain't no testing and things like that. It's just like, come on, you got it. You know,
especially if they were part of like the policing force, like in the military. Because I heard they have.
They don't got to do nothing.
And then I was also gonna say too, like it's that, and also we got to remember our economy is kind of shit right now. You know what I'm saying? For lesser words,
they take what they can get.
So there's people who are emotionally unstable and mentally unstable just off of trying to survive every day. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much money they making, everybody's feeling it. So it could be that stressing a cop out as well. You know what I'm saying? So they definitely got to narrow down on strong mental individuals that can really hold it down and do what they're supposed to, because it's getting out of hand.
Yeah, for sure.
This story's giving me bloodthirsty cop.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I feel like he was just super like, man, it's my 7th month. I ain't done nothing yet. Yeah. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta do something, like, that's scary, man. That's real scary.
Body, right.
Yeah, we're gonna keep up with that. We're gonna see what happens. I hope Eric pulls through, and I hope that cop receives some type of punishment, man, because this can't be a thing that just keeps going on without punishment. So,
yeah, man, pray for Eric, man. He's still a kid.
Yeah, facts. All right, so let's talk real quick. Let's talk about Kanye, man. Let's talk about this Drink Champs interview.
Did y'all see the interview? Because I ain't see it yet. Don't go too
crazy. I've seen most of it.
I seen like clips, because they being
real
like
clips. They finally dropped it.
This one, you got to download the app and do all types of stuff to watch the whole thing, I guess. So.
No, they dropped it. It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. I watched some of it. I was watching a little.
But it was put up by Drink Champs on YouTube?
Yeah, it's up now.
Oh, finally.
Okay,
yeah, it's finally up
earlier
now.
It wasn't there, because earlier they was taking down other people that was posting it, like. But
people was posting the 45 minutes. So how they did it, they dropped the 45-minute snippet on the Revolt app first, and then that was in the morning. Like, I know they wanted to get this interview out, but we're gonna talk about it. But that was in the morning, because y'all seen the picture, I think, of Nori and Kanye yesterday or something like that. All right, well, 2 days ago. So they dropped the 45-minute snippet this morning, and then they dropped the full episode. Like, it was probably like 5 p.m. or something like that.
Okay.
Got you. Yeah, I didn't see the whole thing. Like, but I saw like the I watched like the big clips from it. Mm-hmm. So anyone who didn't see any clips from it or don't know exactly what some of the things he was talking about, well, first off, it should be noted that Kanye did do I think it was about a week ago now, maybe less than a week ago. He had done a interview or a sit down with LeBron James's show on HBO. The Shop, I believe it's called.
Uninterrupted. Or yeah, the
Uninterrupted,
shop,
though,
yeah,
yeah.
the
Yes, called The Shop,
yeah,
yeah.
good.
Right, on HBO. And more than likely, the same things he discussed here on this Nori show is what he did there. And unfortunately, they decided not to air the episode. It was actually the first episode ever that they to not air because of whatever he said on the episode.
Mm-hmm.
So he did not have that platform. Obviously, Nori and Drink Champs gave him the platform instead to talk about whatever he needed to talk about this week. So again, like I was saying, though, if you did not see or hear about exactly anything that he said, it's a lot. But one of the main things that I think is what's having everyone upset now is that he's saying, well, we all know that he's been recently close friends with Candace Owens. Candace Owens put out a film documentary a couple days ago, about something about the truth or some bullshit. But in the documentary, they discuss how, I guess, this quote unquote evidence that George Floyd was not really, he didn't really die by being choked or whatever, or that he was on fentanyl, all that. So Kanye West, who was at that premiere, obviously, and who was friends with Candace Owens, came on Drink Champs and kind of reiterated that notion and the things that he saw in that documentary. And so now the narrative that he's running with is that that George Floyd was on fentanyl, and that's really how he died. And then he said something else in there about when he was screaming out "Mama," that Mama was not his mother, but actually his girlfriend. I don't fucking know, dude, to be honest. So, but so yeah. So anyway, so that's what Kanye West was saying on Drink Champs, or one of the main things he was saying.
Gosh.
Obviously, it's clear here why he has not been given a platform to say things in the past week, if this was what he was going around trying to say. So I guess that will lead me to the first question for the group here is, do you guys think, before we even talk about the specifics and all that, do you think that, because I've seen a lot of people from when it's in comments and stuff like that, for the most part, it seems like people do not agree with Drink Champs even giving him this platform to speak on. And furthermore, not even just the platform, but a lot of people don't feel Nori and the other gentleman, I forget his name, did a good. What's his name?
Or DJ EFN, excuse me. DJ EFN.
Okay, yeah. Nori and DJ EFM did not do a good job at basically making Kanye understand or feel, or I don't know. They basically, people just did not like how the whole thing went. So my question for you guys first is, what do you guys think as far as that? Do you guys think that he should have even been given this platform? Did Nori mess up?
You know what? I'm gonna be cool. Like with Nori and Drink Champs, I believe it was more of a, hey, we gonna do numbers. We gonna do
That's
numbers.
what he said in the beginning of the thing.
We know that.
Yeah,
But that's my question is. The question is, even if that's the reason, because we don't forget the reason, we know he did it for the numbers. Mm-hmm. Is it okay? Should he have done it? Because again, he's talking about some real dangerous stuff now. He's not just like this ain't just about fashion shit no more.
If this nigga
he's talking
Kanye,
about some real.
If he want to crash out on his own, he go like, look, CNN let him crash out on their platform, man. Hey, I'm bringing Kanye in. Hey, Kanye, come do your thing on my platform. Hey,
yep.
Get that.
Yep.
Hey, if you want to say what you got to say, my boy. You like the other platforms? I think they was just they were scared because they are gonna get that backlash, but they are gonna get that attention in this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then I ain't gonna lie, for Drink Champs, I ain't gonna lie, it was honestly most fitting for him to kind of do it because everybody's kind of already been known, especially as of recently, to go on Drink Champs to kind of air things out and be unapologetic and, you know, really give the raw truth to certain things if necessary. So I feel like for him it makes sense, but then also I know Nori wants to keep a good relationship with Kanye, as everybody business wise wants to keep a good relationship with Kanye no matter what his mental state is. You know what I'm saying? So like,
yeah, I'd say since that has been not the
situation. Slope, though.
You said what?
Huh?
What would you say, Clay?
I was just saying it's like a slippery slope situation with Kanye though, because it's like it's a good and a bad to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But what did you?
I guess what people are saying is because, like you said, yeah, Drink Champs has become now the platform for people to kind of air out dirty laundry and get in their bag. But there's a difference between getting your bag and like talking shit or beefing and then literally spreading. Because let's not forget, legal experts went on that stand and said that George Floyd did not die from fentanyl or whatever. He died from it. Right. So there's a difference between being in your bag and going on there talking shit about whatever, and then literally spreading false shit that you saw from your friend's documentary.
Apparently, George Floyd's or his family's lawyers, they're planning to sue Kanye for that statement.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah,
We're gonna
yeah.
talk about
But
that too.
but back to your question, if it's messed up. So if Nori is as tight and close with Kanye as, you know what I'm saying, they say he is, or he says he is, if I'm like your homie, like your dog, I'm not letting you get on that show. Cause like if I feel like you got some issues and that needs to be straightened out, and when you straighten out them issues, you're gonna look and be like, damn, I was tripping. Like I wouldn't want you, if I'm your homie, I wouldn't want you to do that to yourself.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But
What do you think, B?
go
What do you
ahead,
think?
go ahead.
I think Kanye is one of those friends that's so hard headed. You just gotta let them crash. You know what I'm saying? Like, just do your thing. Like, he probably harassed him for this because I think about it. Instagram like stopped him from going on there. I seen him post on Twitter. He was mad.
They blocked
Like,
on every single platform.
he is so mad. So it's like, no, let me talk. Let me say what I have to say. And who's to know what he was going to say? Like, like Nori probably didn't know he was going to go that far. There was a
Right.
point where I saw Nori was like, I don't really want you to go into that. It was before George Floyd. It was something else he said.
I think I know what you're
He's like,
talking
all
about.
right, man. Like, I think he was saying, "Kill me now" or something. Like, he was saying
Something
stuff like,
like this man.
yeah,
I don't
he's
know
like,
why that's his favorite. That's his
y'all
favorite
fake
words.
hard rappers, kill me. I don't care if y'all want to kill me. He's like, yeah, it was like you could tell he had enough, but he's like, but he's here right now, so let him talk. But my opinion is, we all have that friend. If they weren't in front of a camera and we're just talking to them, we tell them, I hope you don't say that out loud around other people. Like, for real.
Right.
He's that friend, but he is saying it out loud in front of other people. So
Right.
like, but a lot of things on that interview, from what I've seen, was not all bad. It's
I was
just,
gonna say, yeah,
like,
yeah.
come on, man, why you had to throw that in there? Like, it didn't even make sense when he put it in there. It just, the flow was crazy.
That's
But
kind of how he been lately.
yeah, so I was like, what? Whatever. Okay, I just try to erase that. Like, he's just saying things. But a lot of people are upset. You know, there are people that's close to George. You know, it's people that fought for this, people that's been through all, everything for the, Black Lives Matter movement, I guess, like whatever. And it's just a lot, man. I don't even know where to go, because if I start talking about Kanye, I'm gonna feel like I'm having a conversation with a crazy person, and it's gonna be two crazy people talking, and you just got to get in that mindset of him to kind of like make sense of it all, I guess, because
Right.
it was
Kanye
just
Kanye the last person you want to become a conspiracy theorist.
yeah.
He the last
Right,
freaking person.
You see him, you could tell he want to talk about presidential things, but I can't talk about it. But I'm like, I'm so lost.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. But like I think we were talking about last time, like there's things that he says where it's like you have to really decipher it, but there is some light of truth or realness in there.
Yeah, for sure.
But my thing, like I was talking to someone earlier about it, and my thing is like at this point, particularly because let's be clear here, right? This whole thing, obviously he did the Drink Champs thing, that worked. He tried to do the LeBron shit, that didn't work. He did the Tucker Carlson thing. Clearly, since the T-shirt incident, he's been on some sort of explanation campaign of trying to either make it make sense or explain to people or elaborate on things. And my thing is, if you even care to do that, right? And obviously the point of that is to make the people watching at least kind of understand. If you're caring to even freaking do that, why further use weapons of confusion in your talk and and when people even ask you, look, Kanye, we just want to answer. Give us a straight up. At one point in the fucking interview, he asked him about some shit about the black. Nori breaks down, Nori's damn near about to cry, talking about this Black Lives Matter shit, asking him. And then niggas start talking about skinny jeans. It's like, nigga.
Yeah. He does that in the interview a million
it's like,
times.
Even if what you're saying is making sense, we get it. I get the comparison. I get how you're saying, like, it was like when Freeway and them niggas were trying to tell you can't. I get it. But if your goal right now is to have people understand where he was coming from, and clearly you must care, because if you didn't, you'd be like, nigga, I don't give a fuck what y'all think about the shirt, and you would have kept it moving. But no, you spent the whole rest of the week explaining this shit away. So if you're going to explain it, why further do this thing of trying to do like a magic trick where the answer's in this hand, but you trying to trick us with what's in this hand? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I don't want to hear about no skinny jeans, dog. I want to hear like, why is it that you would think after all this time, after America went through and black people went through all this shit with the George Floyd and all that, why would you think it would be appropriate to sit there? And it's not like you said, I'm Kanye West and I know this information because I was there, or I know somebody. You sat there and said, I got this information from Candace Owens' fucking documentary.
Yo.
Candace Owens, who's somebody who's clearly not going to put any kind of positive light on anything involving any black man or black woman or anything, especially with George Floyd. Mm-hmm. How could you sit there? And that's my problem with this nigga, right? Is that he's now at this point with me losing credibility as even someone with common sense.
Yeah.
How could you sit there and say that when you know, you fucking know anything that Shorty put in that documentary is probably bullshit that she found from some other right-wing people that you know what I'm saying? Like, so don't even talk about that. Particularly in the sense of like, oh yeah, you know what? I just learned from Candace Owens.
Because she gave him a platform, so he's just trying to, you know.
Right, no, and that's another problem with this nigga. Yeah. He's been doing this thing where it's like, as long as you give me a platform, I'm down to agree with whatever you say. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's bullshit, because you give me a platform as opposed to someone who didn't. How does this make sense? How could you, like, you know that Shorty could not put anything in that documentary that was 100% accurate, and you're gonna use that to tell the same black people that are mad at you, no, guys, it's okay. I got this from a Candace Owens documentary. Like, that's not. I don't think that's gonna help you.
But look, what's the source, Candace Owens?
Yeah, like,
gosh, bro.
You know,
it like confuses me how people really listen and take on a lot of the stuff that, you know what I'm saying, like people like Candace Owens or Kanye says because of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like you said,
but
like the lack of
that's what we're talking about here. You to do that, especially with people like Kanye West or Candace Owens or whatever, to do this thing where you completely wholeheartedly agree with everything they say, you kind of already gotta be, you gotta be accepting to bullshit, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Or you gotta be, because with this nigga, again, it seems he's doing this thing where it's like, as long as you support me, I don't care how crazy your fucking message is, I support you. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like that, because come on, dog. The man knows. Like, even in one point in the interview, he's like, if you look at the video, his foot, he's not really even on his neck. It's like, what? Come on, dog. Like,
you can't even say
like
that.
Like that's why I can't wait to see what Dave Chappelle has to say, because that is your buddy who went to go check up on you when you was going through the worst of the worst through your divorce, when you was all in another country, state, hiding away and stuff. He made a whole segment about George Floyd, a whole kind of sort of comedy segment, but not really, about George Floyd, about the 8 minutes and whatever seconds that man put his knee on his neck. That's your friend that made a thing about it. I want to hear what Dave got to say.
I think to be honest, I feel like it's gonna be like what most people who have been on his side, at least for the past year, or supporting him, has said. Like, they're not agreeing with this. No one is gonna agree with this. Like, and this isn't that like a big other problem with this nigga. Is like he's doing this thing where it's like like you were saying, we all have people in our lives that's somewhat like Kanye, right? And these people like Kanye tend to always do this thing where they want to draw this definite line, and it's like either on this side or that side. You know what I'm saying? This is unfair to the people in his life that now, because now, make no mistake, it looks like if you agree with Kanye West, you agree that George Floyd was not murdered by Derek Chauvin.
Yeah,
that's not a fair line to put in front of your people that's been supporting you. Like B just said, when you were going through your divorce and everyone fucking tried to extradite you and shit, some people came, looked out for you, came, checked up on you. How is that fair to those people now, man?
Right.
Now
but you know your homie. You know your homie. You're watching a documentary about Candace Owens, but you know what your homie created on his platform for George Floyd. Your homie,
right?
You know what he did for that. But you're like, you know, so I wonder, is this news to Dave?
I don't think because we talked about this too on episodes before. I'm a strong believer that regardless of whether people have the same political views or not, we should be able to be friends and coexist, at least on an outward, you know what I mean? But again, with this nigga Kanye, it's like you're doing this thing of drawing this very definitive line. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't, I don't expect, every time Kanye wants to make his decision in his life or Dave Chappelle makes a decision in his life, they think about each other like, oh, Kanye wouldn't like this. No, you shouldn't live like that. These are two grown-ass men with money to support themselves. But there's a difference if something is your actual political alignment and you believe in this and you whatever. If that is what Kanye West truly believed and that's how he was, I'd be like, okay. You know damn well you're only sitting there and jacking to us about this nonsense you saw in Candace's documentary is because she's the only person that's on your inside in this situation.
That's true.
You know that. It's not because you truly believe, because even like, bro, some people that's so real and so like raw emotionally, they can't even help themselves to show when they're bullshitting. And even if you sit there looking at interview, even when he's saying that thing, you could tell he don't really even believe what the fuck he's saying. You get what I'm saying? He don't. But he knows because that girl's the only person that was standing by his side holding his hand when he was going through this. He's like, well, I gotta rep her. I gotta come on here and say with her shit. You know what I'm saying? But you know that nigga don't believe that nonsense. There's no way. He's been pictured recently with like Nick Cannon and even Ray J he's been hanging out with, which shows you again how he will do this thing where he'll do a complete 360 flip of even who he puts himself around, depending on who in the media is attacking him at the time.
Right.
This man has been on the record for hating Ray J. You know what I'm saying? We all know why. We all know the history with him and Ray J. Now, this week of all weeks, you're everywhere. You and Ray J up and down in the car everywhere. You and Nick Cannon up and down. And it's like, dude, what? Again, like I said, for me, and I'll stop talking, but you're doing this thing where you're even losing credibility as someone who's like, okay, you have sense. Yeah, that's, you know what I'm saying? You have some kind of common sense.
He lost, I want to say, after watching a little bit of that interview, he lost all of that credibility from me. Like, I was like, bro, this dude lost all kind of marbles. Like, all the marbles is gone right now.
It's like all that money, you made all that money, and look at you.
Maybe the money drove him crazy. I don't know what it is, bro. But and he kept saying, "Oh, they trying to picture me as crazy." He's on this Jewish media, this anti-Semitic
Semitic shit, yeah.
stuff. And like you said, you just said he was around Nick Cannon and Ray J. Apparently, he got on this anti-Semitic vibe from he said Cube, so I'm assuming he's talking about Ice Cube.
Well, that's another thing. You see, and that's another thing, and this is why, like I said, people with Kanye West be dangerous because they'll take something from a level 2 to a level 300 really quick.
That's
because this whole thing, yes, the Black Israelites and the Black Jew thing, it's a real thing. Many artists in the game, you probably heard Kendrick Lamar talk about it, that Black believes in a lot of it. Many Black celebrities and artists believe in that. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But when because like you said, Nick Cannon's been preaching that. You can look up interviews. He's been talking about this Black people, the Jewish thing. It's been nothing new. But Kanye West now is taking this to another level. You're on interviews talking about you're gonna do DEFCON 3 on Jews and making all these types of threats and shit like that. It's like, bruh. Like,
I'm just thinking, sitting down, having a conversation with Kanye, spitting some, you know what I'm saying, dope game to him. And bro go to an interview the next day and just turn that shit up 10,000 miles.
And this is the type of nigga, he might have been sitting there talking to Ice Cube. Ice Cube will come and like, look, man, you're going a little crazy with it, but this is what we believe in. This is what it is. This nigga type of nigga go to interview next day. Ice Cube told me, blah blah blah. It's like, no,
I'm ready to die about this. I'm ready, I just told you that shit.
Like, dude, like, you know, and people like that, you're gonna make people not want to fuck with you, bro. And he's obviously been doing that. Obviously, you've seen a lot of people in the past week kind of distancing themselves from him.
He said he don't got no celebrity friends.
Well, it's like, yeah, man, you kind of made it that way. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, another thing, I don't remember if I said it on here or not when we were talking before, but you got other people in his life that used to be really close to him, like Don C, Abby and Jasper, all these people like that were really close to him as friends. And people have been hitting him up since the White Lives Matter incident, asking them like, yo, what's going on? Like, you guys are the people around him that had like common sense, and IB and Jasper, Mike Dean, many people all agreed and said, since he crossed over into the billionaire mark, he has literally been telling all his friends, I do not take advice from anyone with less money than me, or anyone that doesn't have.
What's around saying that, bro? Come on,
bro. Yo, for real.
And saying that to people, and these are not people that he just met a couple weeks ago. These are people that have been in this man's life. I'm talking since like graduation days, both late registration days. You know what I'm saying? And he's telling those people, I don't even want to hear what you have to say. What can you say to this nigga, man? What can you say? And that's the reason why I don't like the fact that everybody when he does all this shit, everyone turns to all these people that know him. Oh, why is he doing this? Like, dog, I'm not this nigga's fucking mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't.
Right.
And Kanye West is clearly not the type of nigga who goes and seeks approval from people for the things he thinks or says before he says them. He does not.
He definitely.
No, he don't go texting niggas and be like, oh, you know, what y'all think? No, he don't do that. So, and if people that loved you so much in your life and have been known you your whole life, they're even saying like, yo, I try to talk to this nigga. He's just saying he don't want to hear nothing from niggas that don't got $1 billion.
He said, come kill me. He just texted me to come kill him. Come do something illegal to me.
Like,
he's something else, man.
That stuff like that, you know what I mean? And again, with everything, and I get it. Like, I get this thing, you know, because it's like, and here's like one of the things I can say I slightly understood and agree with what he was saying, right? When he started having that section where he went off on Meat Mill and Diddy about being fuck niggas or whatever.
I heard that.
I understand the notion of like, okay, when certain people who are, and again, if you're like Kanye, you're a celebrity, you've been a known rapper to all these guys. These are clearly people that are supposed to be friends, or that you look at, they're supposed to be your friends to you. I understand how discouraging that could be or upsetting that could be when you look to them or you expect in moments when they should be standing up for you or speaking out, they're not. But then when the media's attacking you, that's when they have something to say, right? Because that is something that we see often. P. Diddy, for example, I call it turn on the front camera. There's some people who are always on the front camera. There's some people that you never see them turn that front camera on for nothing, right? You got people like P. Diddy and other big celebrities that they will not turn that front camera on to help nothing. But as soon as some political shit or something they feel like they can shimmy their way in, that's when they want to go on the camera and tell you this, that, and the third. And you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And with the notion of him saying like, yo, anybody that wasn't there for me when X, Y, Z was going on, shut the fuck up. Don't talk about me. You know what I'm saying? Especially if what's going on with me don't, because make no mistake, whatever the fuck is going on with Kanye West don't hurt Diddy's pockets. It don't hurt fucking Trevor Noah's pockets.
Especially if it's something to do with your child's birthday party.
Yeah, and again, and that too is like this personal stuff that he expects. Because even that, what could we have done for you, bro?
Yeah.
What could anybody have done or said for you? You got rappers out here in real ass fucking situations. Young Thug and Gunna ain't seen a lot of day in months. Them niggas is locked up. You know what I'm saying? Them is niggas that need help. How is we or anybody in the rap industry supposed to help you when Kim Kardashian and her sisters decide to play hide and seek with your kids? I don't understand how you can even hold other people remotely responsible for that. For not being like, what could we have done? And this narrative of like, you want us all to hate a group of people you don't fucking hate. You constantly go on the media saying, oh, the Kardashians, but then you turn around, my wife is the sexiest woman alive. My wife is the smartest woman alive. My wife, nigga, do you hate the bitch or not? Do you want us to hate her with you? Do you want us to help? Like, what? Make up your mind of what narrative here we're supposed to be going with. Because he himself seems very confused at this moment. Yeah. And I think in his confusion and at the same time trying to deal with all this in his confusion is what's making it even worse. Even worse. This nigga, he don't know what's going on. You know what I mean?
You sound like you're frustrated with the man, like you're at your wits' end with him.
Bro,
we've been listening to Kanye West from like how old? A long time now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Watching somebody, you know, pretty much we watched the man grow, a lot of us, and to see him crash out like this, it is frustrating. Like, bro, can you tighten up? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
like you went here, then you kind of started. Now I'm rooting for you, then you go back. Like,
yeah, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're rooting for the people that we grew up on.
And you know, like there's a point with this dude where it's like, you know, he had that summer or whatever where he did all that crazy shit with the presidential shit and everybody. Well, even if you want to take it further,
2024. You see his shirt.
Yeah, he ready again, ready to give it to it, you know. And before that, the Donald Trump stuff, and these are all things people got mad. I don't want to say they forgave you, but they stopped talking about it. They let it go. They did let that. And then this wasn't enough for you. Let's say you're like, I gotta see what else I can do, man. I gotta keep pushing these buttons. And
you better drop an album or something. What's going on?
No, probably not. To be honest,
I don't know.
And that's the crazy thing too. It's like
they down to 3 coming, but who knows?
Yeah. And so let me ask y'all this: like, do y'all think this is too far? Do y'all think Kanye still got rope to pull, or do you think now he's, you know?
This may just
be never ending.
This may just be the start. Like, this may be the beginning, bro. Because as you see, the man got a 2024 cap on. he
It's
doesn't.
like how people are shocked what he said about George Floyd. I'm still not over slavery is a choice.
Oh, I forgot he said that.
I'm still not over that.
And like I
Yeah,
said, it's sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Because even within that, there's a kind of truth in that, but it should not be looked at that way or shouldn't be said that way, if that makes
right.
sense.
But I'm not
You
gonna lie
know,
though. The one thing I kind of I kind of am foreshadowing it in a sense, but like I'm not sure if it's really be true. But him being on there with that 2024 cap and trying to take this presidential, race seriously again, I feel like this is definitely not going to be the last of him being on Drink Champs. I feel like he about to use Drink Champs as like his platform to like keep chatting. I don't know
Like
why,
how
like
people be using Vlad TV.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
might as well
type
go on
shit. Like I
Vlad.
don't know why I see that happening right now. Like if nobody lets them use his platform for him to like say what he wants to say, and Drink Champs being a popular podcast right now, I don't think this is the last time we're gonna see him on there for the rest of the year. I feel like he'll
I
pop
don't
up
know. I
on
feel like if Light B was saying that Nori and DJ EDM or whatever didn't at all know that he was gonna bring up that George Floyd shit,
that's
I feel like
true.
it might be his last Drink Champs. Because I feel like Nori probably taking a
It
lot of.
might.
I'm pretty
Oh, yeah,
sure
Because
he is.
Nori's
He
cell
might
phone today is getting blown the fuck up with
Oh,
people,
yeah,
you know what I'm
probably,
saying,
people
like
not
texting
feeling
like,
it.
nigga,
probably
why'd
that
you
is
let this
true.
nigga go on there and say that shit? And again, he for his ratings and his numbers, obviously Nori's like, yo, I don't care. But there's gonna be a certain point where it's gonna be bad for business because, like you said, you're gonna have people that's gonna be like, look, Nori, we're not gonna come on your shit no more if you're gonna keep allowing this nigga to come on here and use your
that's true.
platform.
Right,
Because
right.
again, you're not at this point, you're not just talking about your fucking political views. You're literally saying George Floyd did not die the way that we all saw him die, which is
Which is
insane.
the reason why the police officer is in prison. And you're like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
Like you messing
they
up
did
the
a whole
whole.
court case, and everything was proved in court.
How would he like it if people say Kim Kardashian did not kidnap your daughter for her birthday party?
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
you would lose your crap.
Yeah, that's
That's why
true.
you lost your crap right there in the interview, just talking about people who ain't even related to you about your daughter's birthday party. Come on, bro.
This man crying about
And
his
it's like,
daughter.
dude, again, your backup for this is, like you said, we saw all this evidence, we saw a whole trial, Derek Chauvin's in jail. You saw one Candace Owens documentary, and you're like, oh yeah, this is the truth. Yeah.
Imagine that being your significant other, and this is how they talk all day in
Yeah.
circles
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel
about
like,
nothing.
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
is wild.
He completely lost it in my opinion.
I would always try to like
Agreed.
avoid him. I'm in the kitchen. He coming in the kitchen. Let me get out. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
Bro got some. He
I'm
gonna
going
have something new
outside.
today.
Right, I'm going outside. Something.
Yeah.
So Don, if you were Nori, would you allow him to come back on Drink Champs? Explain, elaborate more.
Come back. Shit, like I said, man. Hey, look. Sometimes you just gotta look out for yourself. If I'm Nori, I'm letting him come back. Keep bringing that attention this way, cause hey, somebody else gonna let him come back. See, he gonna be right on CNN. Them big media companies, they gonna have him on there. They gonna let him say what he gotta say. What he
Not
gotta say.
not any liberal media, bro. CNN is not gonna have this nigga. Why look what happened with the LeBron James shit. That's why they didn't air it. He clearly went on there and said the same shit. They were like, we can't hear this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no liberal media is gonna allow him to go on there talking that George Floyd shit at all.
Yeah,
especially that.
Yeah, you're right.
Because once your platform automatically becomes now the platform where Kanye West went on and said George Floyd.
What? I'm gonna change my answer. One time is enough.
I feel like the parent company over that show is probably not even gonna allow it.
Yeah, that's what it was. Because for example, with the LeBron James show, I feel like they themselves, his producers and shit, would have aired it. But when they took it to HBO, I'm pretty sure HBO was like, no, you can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not, and which is unheard of. Like I said, that usually never happens with TV like that, where they do an interview with someone like Kanye West and don't air it. Like, he had been saying some wild shit. Like,
right.
KS said,
like, we can't even edit this. Like,
Kanye need to use his own damn platform. What platform?
Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that.
Yeah, but
too.
what
Like,
platform he got? He
What
gonna have to make
platform
his own social media.
No, I mean, he did he could start if he really wanted to. He could start some shit. He could even just have a website up where he just posted. But again, he's not committed enough to these ideas to do that shit. These are just like, you're just saying bullshit. You know?
He's just committed to clothes and music.
Yeah,
he can hop on Trump's platform. I forgot the name of it.
Oh,
Yeah, that
Truth,
one. Yeah,
Truth Media.
whatever that shit is.
Truth Media,
That's where he
whatever.
need to be.
Yeah,
He need to be
That's
on
what he
Truth
need to be.
Media.
With Candace
Yeah.
Owens. All three of them should sit on there and talk to each other all day, bro. That's what they
But
need
Word.
time
to
to
do.
go on Clubhouse.
Clubhouse too.
It was wild. But yeah, so real quick, so let me ask. We'll talk real quick about the Chase Bank situation. So, is there anything in the chat or no?
Besides,
no.
what platform hits
Okay.
Kanye?
So he also, or I guess what was put out into the media a couple days ago, Chase Bank, who was the main bank for his Yeezy Corporation that was housing most of his, I guess, the money in the transactions, released a statement saying that they are cutting ties with him, that they're not going to have anything to do with Kanye West or the Yeezy brand, and that he has until the end of or the middle of November to find another bank to hold his money.
Oh, so they coming for him.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess they just want his money. Like, they're just like, well, because obviously, Jewish people run the banks and stuff, and if he's saying all this anti-Semitic stuff, they're not gonna want, huh?
Is it anti-Semitic to say
But-
that we are?
To say that's not. I don't think that's what he's saying. He's saying that, but
But
he's going the extra mile.
I'm so glad she said that, because that's the main thing, right? Is it anti-Semitic for black people to say that black people are the real Jews? Is that technically anti-Semitic?
No, that's not. That's not. But he's
I
going,
wouldn't
like I
say
said,
so.
he's going the extra mile. You can believe that. That's cool. You can have your, you know what I'm saying, beliefs or whatever. That's cool. I don't think that's like anti-Semitic or whatever. But him going a mile and saying that, you know what I'm saying, these people are evil and they doing this, I feel like that is.
But they are. Jewish people are evil. That's not. There's no. You know what I'm saying? That's not even like a thing. That's like saying Jamaican people dance. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like.
But I don't think they want to hear people
Yeah,
calling
they
them
don't
that,
wanna-
though.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the point. That's the fucking point. Just because what I'm saying might not be some shit you want to hear, don't mean that it's anti-Semitic or that it's not true. You know what I'm saying? The reason why they're so mad is because they're the people. Do you ever notice niggas don't give a shit when you talk about niggas, right? You can talk about niggas all day, talk about slavery, pimp, whatever. Now niggas don't care. All you got to do is go say that Jewish people are evil and that they run the banks and the media, and all of a sudden this is anti-Semitic.
But you got to remember though. You got to remember, like if somebody was to say black people are evil and this, that, and the other,
Black people gonna get mad.
They're gonna be racist or whatever.
Do you know who else had Chase Bank? That lady that was helping homeboy rape all them girls on the island, she got Chase Bank too. They never canceled her accounts through her whole entire trial and all that shit she did.
They
did.
Epstein's wife or whatever her name is, she got Chase. Why didn't
The
cancel
one
her?
that
Think about the
got
amount of
in prison.
racist people, openly racist people.
You
that
saying she was racist? She was anti-Semitic too? You saying that's what you're saying?
No,
Nigga,
we're saying the case that she got caught up in with Epstein.
Forget anti-Semitism. Is anti-Semitism the worst thing in the world? It is not. I think what she and Joe Epstein got caught up in is way worse than anti-Semitism.
What?
So my thing is,
taking advantage of
does it
young
not
girls.
seem that there's some kind of powers that be here or some type of shit that's going on when all a black man got to do to get completely shut down and locked out of his bank accounts and shit is to say some shit about Jews when there's literally people out here raping kids and they don't.
No, I hear that. My thing is, if you know the bank is run by Jews, and your dumbass go in there and say Jews are evil, you got a huge platform. You don't think they gonna be like, hey, fuck this nigga?
But that's not the question here. That's not the question. Whether or not what he said was dumb or not, because like our whole topic here is that he's been saying dumb shit all week. That's you know what I'm saying. That's the thing is that whether people like Kanye West exist or not, that are gonna irritate us this way and get these emotions out of us, the media and life and shit cannot react to people this way. Like, again, is it right? The question is it right to shut down somebody like that just because if he had said, oh, go kill Jews, the Holocaust didn't happen, the Holocaust is not real, hail Hitler, had he said any of that, I'd be like, yeah, fuck him. That's anti-Semitism. Saying that black people are the real Jews and that's not anti-Semitism, dog. Many people believe that. You know what I'm saying?
But you see what happened to Nick. You see what happened.
Boom, same thing with Nick Cannon. It's like once you start, and even with Nick Cannon, and we're victim to it too, because even on this show we done joked about it. If you start to do anything or believe in anything that is out of the norm to these people, you're suddenly like this weirdo. Nick Cannon goes and has a bunch of kids, 24-something kids, whatever, and now he's like an alien, you know, like. And it's like, dude, that's just what, if him and the woman in his life consensually agree to having all these kids, and clearly the woman he meet knows about the other women and the other kids,
right?
What's so crazy?
No, so what I'm saying though is if you know that Chase Bank is ran by Jews, and you go to attack the Jews, it's common sense that they're gonna retaliate.
But was that
Like
an
you said,
attack? My question is, EJ, was that an attack?
was that an attack on Jews? If they believe that it was an attack on them, yeah, it's an attack on them. Because like,
Would you label it anti-Semitic?
would I label it anti-Semitic?
Would you label
Okay.
it anti-Semitic? Not them. Would you label it?
Word, you.
Would I label it? Okay, not him saying that black people are the real Jews, right? Because that is like that's a belief, right? Or as Casey said, he said it really happened, this, that, and the other, whatever. All right. Not necessarily that, but when you go on these rants saying these people are evil, if you believe they're evil or not, whatever it is, that is more of the anti-Semitic part. You know what I mean?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, that's where you start heading into. That's why I say he's taking it to. He's going 1,000 with it. He's going like them people on the fucking what do they call them? The people who ready to die about their religion or die about their faith or whatever they believe in. Like he
know how sensitive they are. He know how sensitive they are to this.
And if you know these people own everything or whatever, and you're going attacking them, like all these things are gonna happen to you. If, like Chase Bank is canceling his account or whatever they're doing and giving him all his money back. He just need a towel. I know it's hot in here, bro.
But again, I think it proves more so that this particular situation with the bank, I think more so is him being right and him showing. Because for example, like if you have a kid or you have kids and your parent slaps you or whatever, if you're a big kid and you're in public and you're gonna do something and you say in public like, "Oh, I can't do that because my mom, she gonna slap me if I do that." And your mom will like, "I'll slap this nigga." You know what I'm saying? Like, like you know, I know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? Yeah. That is how the bank and Chase should have handled all this. You know what I'm saying? All y'all doing is proving that he is right. He went and said one little thing about how y'all, and then y'all go, "Oh no, you know this is all anti-Semitic. We're closing his bank account. You can't talk." Why is it that freedom of speech is not allowed to be a real thing? Particularly only it seems when it's against specific groups of people. Because, like I said, you can say whatever you want about it. It's just like on TV, you can say nigger, but you can't say F-A-G. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why is it that some groups of people, their lives and their sensitive things that they're sensitive about are more protected, but then when it comes to black people, it's like, oh, who cares? You know?
I don't know. Like Casey said, he said Kanye not trying to die. He would have said much more if that was the case, bro. You got to go watch that interview. Bro went in like.
Yeah, he wanted to die within the first 30 minutes.
He went in. Like I said, there's people who have the belief, right? That, you know what I'm saying, black people, you know, the black Israelites and black people are original Jews or whatever that is.
Right.
There's people who speak about it and speak out on it. Okay, cool. But the way, you know what I'm saying, Kanye is going at it, like he's going 1,000, like he's ready to die about it. You know
but what was he saying though? What did he say that was like?
Like I said,
so
like
crazy?
he's more of like saying like they're evil. I can't word for word it, but you pretty much just going in talking about how evil they are and this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? Once you get into
how
that
black
aspect,
people are owned by them, but nobody really owns anything over them, and like they're just so powerful.
But is that not true?
Okay, yes, it's true. But what I'm saying, like the evil part, the evil aspect of it, that's where you're starting to get to anti-Semitism or anti-Semitic. That's where you're starting to get to it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, from one person to another, you can say, "Oh yeah, these people messed up for doing this, that, and the other." But like as soon as if you're a big person, you start saying that, bro. Yeah, it's gonna be some like anti-Semitic name tags going to your name, like on some real tip. Because Nick Cannon had the same thing, but I don't think much people came down on Nick Cannon like that.
Yeah, and again, that's why.
Taking away bank accounts and stuff. Like,
and that's what I'm saying. Like another thing that he's proving is that based on how big you are and how much of a platform you have, that's how they're gonna do. Because they know, oh, you have this. You're Kanye West. You have a far larger platform at the moment than Nick Cannon. That could be more dangerous to our narrative. And like I said, I don't know.
Because realistically, what does him going around telling people that black people are the real Jews really do? What's it gonna do?
Well, why does it have to be about doing something? Why can't that just be
what's gonna?
It's going to stir up. It's going to. I was gonna say it's gonna stir up ignorant conversation too.
That's it. It's just gonna stir up ignorant conversation. You know what I'm saying?
But the conversation is only ignorant if you believe, because again, This is not like this nigga saying, "Oh, I graduated from the school of Hogwarts witchcraft and wizardry." He's saying shit that people really believe. That Black Israelite thing is like a real thing.
No, I know,
So
I know, it's real.
why is it that if he's saying that he's not? So Christians, Catholics, Buddhists are allowed to go on radio stations to talk about their shit that they believe in, but Black Israelites are supposed to just talk in the dark. They're not allowed to go.
Nah, that's.
And he said when he started the White Lives Matter, like a lot of people stopped fucking with him too, like a lot of companies and stuff.
Yeah, again.
And they're not even
Black people,
that, but white people.
That's
so
what I'm saying. What I'm saying is talking about it and you know what I'm saying, expressing what you believe. That's cool. Once you start attacking this group of people, that's when
I guess the question for me is what's the line between talking and speaking your mind and attacking? Because maybe I didn't see the whole thing, but the videos I saw, I did not see anything of him attacking nobody. I saw him speaking his mind and saying some things that were questionable, you know, but I wouldn't say that I saw him or heard him attacking or saying like, "Oh, this group of people needs to die."
Or I'll put it in, I guess, a business way. If I'm a group of Jewish people, if this man can some way fuck my money up, that's attacking me.
But that's the thing. I don't think this is about, and that's what he's trying to say too. This thing is far bigger than being about fucking up money. How is Kanye West gonna fuck up JP Morgan Chase's money? There's no way that's possible. It's the fact that you don't even want me to speak. You don't want me to have an opinion. That's crazy.
I don't know, man. Because I don't think they would like. I honestly don't think that hurts that group of people so much. Like Black Israel saying, "Oh yeah, we the real Jews." Like, okay.
Yeah, I don't think that has anything to do with it, though. I really think that it's really because of the direct negative comments of their group of people. I think that's the only part that rubs them the wrong way. It has nothing to do with what we claim or what people of our skin color claim. I think it really just has to do with making that negative comment towards them, calling them evil, whether it's true or not. Like they are sensitive to those. That's
what I'm saying. So imagine somebody come out and say, "Oh yeah, we the real Black people." Like them, they evil. They do this stupid shit. They blah blah blah. Forget that. We the real Black people. Instead of just saying, "Hey, I believe like we the real Black people."
Did Chase say they're not dealing with him after this interview, or this was before the interview?
No, this was before. This was after the it was something after something he did or said after the White.
Wasn't it like a text message or something like that? And it was like,
yeah, it was when he basically started the anti-Semitism shit. Like when he was on, I think he started on Instagram when he was showing his text messages with niggas when he was talking about it, made y'all do it.
Huh? Right. When it was something with the text messages, yeah.
I could just imagine how hard it is to move such and such millions of dollars by November something.
Who said that? He said that?
No, I said I'm just imagining how hard it is to move that. Like that's a lot of
probably not. Niggas probably just a wire transfer. You know what I'm saying? That's how niggas mostly move money like that. It's not like he gonna go to the bank.
Imagine how much Jews own the other banks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's where you. But then again, not every, because I'm sure there's Jewish banks. They can give a shit. They be like, nigga, you can say whatever you want as long as you got your money with us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Kanye trying to tell you, Kanye trying to get y'all to look into what he's talking about. If you're not willing to look into it, you'll never get it. What is there to look into? Like, what are we gonna gain
from looking into
knowing that we were originally Jews? That's what I'm trying to get.
But it's not. That's not what they're saying. They're not saying that's what you need to look into. He's saying you need to look into the fact that we are all being controlled by this hive mind of a bigger, like, that's the whole thing of even how it related to the White Lives Matter thing of what he was trying to portray. Is that
I think he's trying to tell us that he's a billionaire and he's still controlled.
That too. That's basically part of the narrative. It's like, nigga, y'all think I'm the problem. I am not the problem. There's a bigger thing that is controlling all of us, which is why y'all don't even like what I'm saying. Because what he's saying is like, they're not me saying that, like that's what he's saying. But what he's saying is like, for example, with the White Lives Matter shit is like, nigga, to all of us, white lives gotta matter because white lives control us. Just like how I've said on the show millions of times. We all love when we see this Black Panther shit, Wakanda Forever and shit, but when we support that shit, we're not supporting no Black people. We're supporting rich Jewish people in suits that made the movie. You know what I'm saying? The only thing Black about Wakanda and Black Panther is the actors that are in it. And the actors are paid before they even step into costume and do the show. You know what I'm saying? So when you go to the movie theater and pay for that shit, you're not supporting Black lives. You are supporting Jewish lives.
Yeah. Okay, so I hear that, but going on this anti-Semitic or saying that Jewish this that and the other, that it doesn't help. It does. There's no, because we, like you said, we look what more can we look into? We know these people run the media. We know that the media does this, that, and the other. You can only do something if you actually go out and do something. Like on the interview, Nori said, or I think Kanye said, P. Diddy hit him up and said, buy your own bank. You know what I'm saying? Or like, you know what I'm saying? They can come together and buy a bank. And this, that, and the other. Like, instead of going out there and crashing out on some stupid stuff, think of actual ways that you can fix these issues if you feel like you're being controlled. Like, kind of like, so he came out and said Sway was right. This is kind of like another version of that Sway thing, because he's came out and said Sway was right. Go out and, you know what I'm saying, you're a billionaire now. You can do so much stuff. There's so much stuff that you can do in the media that could help the black community.
The crazy thing is, like, what you're saying is exactly what, because, for example, even with the Sway thing, yeah, Sway was right, which I thought was weird that he even agreed with that, because Sway was right, but at the same time, Sway was also wrong, because what is happening to him is proof that Sway was wrong. Sway was trying to tell him, you can do it by yourself. For example, let's even take sneakers. Whether we all know it or not, Master P also has a line of sneakers that you can buy and wear. Why people don't wear Master P sneakers? Why do people wear Yeezys as opposed to wear Master P sneakers?
I ain't know Master P has sneakers.
Being marketed for sure very well.
Because of marketing, because of that Adidas logo that is on top of the Yeezy sneaker, all of that. That's what he was trying to tell Sway. He's like, yes, technically as rappers, whatever, as millionaires, whatever we are, we can take the funds to go do this, but without the backing and the marketing and the funding and the help from these white Jewish superiors, it ain't gonna mean shit. But the same nigga that he was arguing with, Tremaine Emory, has a clothing line, Denim Tears. Tremaine Emory is also the creative director of Supreme, which is run by white people. Do you think Denim Tears makes anywhere near the money that Supreme makes? No, nowhere near.
I hear you. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like back then he probably wasn't in the position to do all of that stuff. But
he's
now
still not.
I feel like he's in the position. I feel like he's in the
No, he's not, bro.
He's a
do you
billionaire.
know how? Listen, what do you think? You think that he can go make a bunch of Yeezys, even he say he want to make the same replica? Kanye West does not have a quarter of the money that it would take to put up marketing that Adidas did. The same reason why he had to do the Yeezy shit with Gap. This shit takes marketing. It takes to buy people to run the warehouses. You gotta buy the space to manufacture the clothes. Kanye West don't got money for all that.
And the people who control the media, you gotta have a good relationship with them.
What'd you say?
People who got control of the media, you gotta have a good relationship with them.
Boom, stuff like that. Because and again, these are things that you need these guys to do, because Kanye West by himself going to HBO, probably that's a dub. Kanye West going to HBO with someone like Sony with him, Netflix with him, that's different. You get what I'm saying? I remember one of the things, like, even with that documentary that's on Netflix, I heard for a while they couldn't even really find nobody that would, until it got to the point where Netflix was like, yeah, we'll buy it from you and put it out. They couldn't find nobody that really wanted to put it out. Yeah, Kanye West could have just been like, all right, give me that documentary, I'll put it up on KanyeWest.com, but would it have gotten as many views? Would as many people seen it?
No, you're right. But I mean, I guess it would take, what I always say, it's gonna take these black billionaires and millionaires to actually come together and do something. And if it instead of going on this, oh, we the real Jews and these Jews are evil, actually model after what they did, coming together and doing what they had to do and do what we got to do.
KS actually commented a good point. He said, I think Kanye is disappointed that he hit $1 billion and he still can't do all the things he wants to do. That could be part of what's driving him crazy.
That too. But again, that's just a further testament to the fact that, like, you know, when you black in this country and certain things, or if you're particularly Kanye West, where you rub people the wrong way 90% of the time,
right,
you're gonna have these issues.
Kanye would have had the power to bring people together and actually do something, and he pretty much fumbled that. He fumbled that power. Like, nobody's gonna trust him to, like, he had the power. Like, he attained the money, the power, and the respect to possibly bring a lot of, you know what I'm saying, black people in the black community together and do something really great. And he completely lost it.
Kanye.
It's crazy. But yeah, so we'll definitely keep up with that. I don't know if anybody else said anything in the chat today.
Casey just said, EJ, if you watched the interview, you would have caught the part when he said he wants black people to do what those people do.
Oh yeah, we mentioned that.
Oh, got you. B Cherry
Yeah, we
gotta go soon.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's what time is it right now?
it's almost 11.
Okay, cool. All right. So let's talk about real quick this the Parkland thing.
Got you.
Um, so the Parkland shooter, I forget his name, something Cruz, Victor, I want to say
Nicholas Cruz. Nicholas Cruz.
Nicholas. All right, Nicholas Cruz. Finally, after a very long trial, um, got his sentence. He was most people wanted him to be sentenced to death. He got life. Depending on how you feel about that, and how you feel about the death sentence and stuff like that, you might feel a way. So let me ask y'all that first. B, what do you think? Does it make a difference to you whether he got life or if he got sentenced to the chair, so to speak?
No, I mean, does he get a chance of parole or is none?
Nah, hell no.
Okay, just making sure. Yeah, to me, it
Seems
doesn't
like
matter. I feel like if he doesn't get I feel like death is too easy. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Even though they try to say people living in jail is easy too, but it's kind of like, you die, it's over with. You feel me? You don't have to face the consequences of whatever you've done. So I just feel like whatever he got is good, but then again, maybe people wanted to see him die. I don't know. I don't know how it feels to have to lose somebody like that. So I don't know how I would feel,
yeah,
but sometimes I feel like maybe
yeah. No,
maybe I'm a medieval type of gal. Because the way these death sentences, like, this is kind of, you get injected with this and you don't even feel yourself dying. No, like, rip his arms off on both sides or something. Do some real
so
shit.
you wait. So you're saying
So true.
Add stones to his chest if you're gonna do death penalty. Like, do the
oh,
real
so you
shit.
say okay. So you saying the way we do it is too. It's not even worth it because it's too easy. It's too simple. They
It's
just
too
There's
easy.
no suffering. I get it.
yeah,
Nah,
There's
for
got
no
real,
you.
man.
suffering. There's no
That's an
like,
interesting way to think of it. Yeah.
but that
Um,
I don't want people thinking I'm crazy or nothing. But I just feel
it's not crazy. I feel like
like they got rid of the electric
Nah,
chair because
I feel you. Nah, because this nigga, he freaking mass murdered mad kids. He deserves to end his. He deserves to die. I don't care. The death
piece
penalty.
by piece, take a
Yeah,
finger
yeah.
off or something. Every day, one finger is coming off. You anticipate, like, I don't know.
I
I'm
feel
just
that.
you know what's crazy. Like maybe if they did do shit like that, maybe
Yeah,
some of these
yeah.
niggas would think twice before
an
they
eye
did
for an
certain things.
eye.
Yeah.
No, I feel that. That's I think he should have got the. I do think he should have got the death penalty. Life sentences. He got off. Like he won. You know what I'm saying? He pretty much won that case.
I'm like that's a
Nah,
little bit far.
yeah, I don't know.
Bro won that case, bro. He
I
won
feel
it.
I
like
don't know.
some.
Like I feel like when you get if I mean being that he got life when you locked up, I feel like you're not only stripped from your freedom, but you're limited to the amount of life. Like yeah, he gets to live his life, but he's limited to to a very very minimal amount as far as how much life he can experience. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I know he'll definitely suffer and you know
Be
face his
harassed.
and be harassed,
And that's what I'm saying.
Left alone.
especially because he
It's
killed
not like
kids.
this is
Like,
some tough, hardened criminal that just got this. This kid he don't know shit about jail or prison life. You know what I'm saying? He's just some little white kid, whatever he is. So that too, I'm like Clay said, I'm one of those people where it's like to me, I kind of feel like getting the full life sentence and having to live that out is a little bit more punishment than just getting death. You know what I'm
That's more
saying?
punishment.
I
in
feel
my
like
opinion.
so,
I don't
especially
know,
depending on the
man.
kind of person you
I
are.
get.
Like I said, I don't think this kid's about to have a good time at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if, in fact, he might be one of them niggas. They don't even let him see the light of day other than for 1 hour because him even being in public population, whatever, general pop, it's gonna be an issue.
Real quick. I
Right.
think B Cherry got to bounce now. So
All right, B.
yeah, all right, B. I'm gonna just go ahead and switch the thing
Gotta
over.
take the kids to
Appreciate.
school in the
Nah, yeah,
morning.
I
All right,
feel you.
yes.
You already
It's
All
all
right,
good.
thank
have a
you.
great
Thank you for
one.
tuning in.
Been a great time. I'll check y'all out next week, okay?
All right, no
All
doubt.
You
right.
already
All right. Bye. Good night.
later. Good night.
Let's switch the thing over. Go ahead. Go. What you saying?
Yeah. So like I was saying, yeah. So like I don't think with this kid, you know, even him being in general population would be an issue. watch Floyd because it was very, very like difficult to watch, and because they played a lot of footage, they played a lot of audio and stuff like that from the incident. But throughout the whole thing, man, you could tell this kid. I don't want to go as far as to say that he regrets it because I'm not in his mind. But you could tell he's definitely in his head is like he's not okay. Like you've seen situations even with Jeffrey Dahmer and all shit serial killers in court. They usually it's like they don't care. For him, he's been putting his head down. He's been closing his ears. He refused to go back to the scene of the school where the shooting happened when they wanted to take him there. You could tell he wants to disconnect from this whole situation as much as possible. So I feel like this life sentence for him is he probably in his head wanted to hear death. You know what I mean? To be honest.
Right.
True.
Because it don't seem like I don't want to live with it. Feels remorseful. I don't know. Yes, that would be a good. I'd say you could tell he don't want to live with this. Like you could tell he didn't want to go through any of that shit in the trial. He didn't want to hear nothing. He didn't want to see nothing. He constantly tried to tell his lawyers if he could be excused and not have to sit there. You could tell he just don't. So I don't know. I feel like him having to sit there in his cell and think about this every day and have people remind him about it. I feel like that's a better punishment.
Maybe torture on a day-to-day basis. That might sound a little better.
I'm saying like,
his whole life sentence.
I'm still a strong believer. I feel like they take it a little too soft on these niggas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like they need to set up a whole situation where these guys don't even get a trial, you know. Mm-hmm. If we know you did it, what's the trial for, man? We know you did it. You killed how much kids in the high school, these kids went to school. If even just for this situation, specifically just for school shootings, they need to have a kill on site, no trial, you know, just dead type shit. Because if you listen back some of that audio from that trial from the shit that happened, it's unbelievable, man. Unbelievable that children could go to high school for a day to learn and then go through that situation.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's unfortunate as well.
Yeah, it's crazy. And, you know, particularly if you went to, like all of us, we went to high school, that's like the last thing on your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, sure. That's not all the situations you've been prepared for. And that situation was really bad. So, yeah, and another thing too is I feel as far as the shooters, because at this point, a lot more attention has been shined on him than any of the victims or anything like that. Yeah. And I think this infamy is another thing that goes down in these guys' minds when they make these decisions to do these things. So, but yeah, this is on that. Y'all got anything that y'all want to say as far as that topic before we move on?
Nah, man.
Yeah, so.
I'm getting a little static on this.
Yeah, so hopefully, something not going on? Something not working?
Nah, it's just real choppy. Rachel said, I think someone in there will take care of it.
All right, well, we just got one more. We'll talk. Oh, yeah. Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully, for sure.
Yeah, bro. It's crazy, bro, because it's like, I don't know, man. Some people, I think when I'm like watching that trial, seeing him react that way and like not even be able to deal with it and listen to it was almost more upsetting than if he was. Because it's like, bro, you did all of that and you can't even stand by what you did. You know what I mean? Like, if you're the kind of nigga that can't even stomach that, why did you do it?
Word.
Well, you know, like, how did you even, you know what I mean? How did you even bring yourself to do that when you couldn't even sit there in the courtroom and listen to the audio of it? It's fucking weird.
Yeah, it don't make no sense.
Yeah. All right, so we got one more. We're going to talk about Ukraine real quick. Ukraine, Russia, North Korea. We talked about this, too. This is another topic that we talked about on Pop Up Top, so we're not going to go too crazy with getting into it. But so recently, one of the things that's been said, like we all know, the bridge situation that happened that was blown up. Russia's trying to figure out who did it, or they're trying to punish who did it if they could find them. But what's recently been brought up here is that a lot of people, which kind of been we haven't been talking about recently, Brittany Griner still in Russia. You know what I mean? And not only is she still in Russia, but I would go as far as to say that her situation has kind of gone dark. Like, they're not really talking about it no more. It's not really getting static.
I don't hear nothing about it.
Recently, the Russian government put out a statement as they went as far as to say that is not a concern for them right now. particularly after the bridge situation, the bridge explosion. They said that they are not thinking about that at all, and that their concern is not getting her out of jail or even giving her another trial or giving her another situation to even get the attempt to get out. So I kind of wanted to touch on that because it's like I feel like, you know, with, for example, even that bridge situation, it's like whoever blew it up, you know, it's, yeah, we got to feel sorry for Ukraine. And I already made my, you know, I said how I felt about it earlier on the week, but I feel like no one's thinking about this girl, man. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I feel really sorry for her. You got to think, this woman has been locked up for 9 months now, has not seen her family at all. She probably paid about $40 to $60 for that vape pen that she got caught for. You know what I'm saying? To go do a full-blown prison sentence for that and be put in a situation where your freedom can't even be negotiated because your president is more concerned about helping the enemy of the people that got you locked up. How inconsiderate is that?
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't it even make more sense to orchestrate some kind of situation to get Shorty out first and then do this whole help Ukraine, you know what I'm saying, do whatever you got to do? This way this is going, I don't think that girl's seeing it because she got, what, a 10-year sentence, right? She got the whole, they gave her the whole 10?
Yeah,
like, it was like 9 or something?
I believe so.
Looks like, can you imagine her staying there the whole rest of that time?
It would be really funny. I mean, but as you said, like, it definitely should have been something that they should have taken care of. It seemed like they were heading in that direction to get it taken care of as soon as possible. And then they just said, forget it. Like, and it is kind of sad. And instead, it just seems like Joe Biden is more concerned with trying to help Ukraine and raise our gas prices. It don't make sense.
It's, you know, it's crazy because I just feel like, you know, like this girl, yeah, she had done something that was at least somewhat worthy of being locked up. A vape pen, bro.
Vape pen is crazy.
Like, imagine going like, and imagine Russian prison is no joke. I'm sure it's not.
Oh, yeah, I seen some. You know what I'm saying? I seen some things where it's showing that.
Not saying she's some soft.
I see some things where it's showing that she didn't have, like, she's not in general population. Obviously, her jail cell is she's probably bigger than her jail cell. She goes outside one time a week type deal. Like, she got.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're not keeping her in a dungeon, but it's like, I'm sure it's also not pleasant. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Especially when she got her family she want to talk to and get back home to, and you're in a whole different, someone who's never even been to prison in America, going to prison in Russia, like, that can't be the way, bro. Like, no type of way.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying, which right now.
So,
go ahead. Oh yeah. No. So what I was what I was saying is, I'm thinking, with the war not going in Russia's way, it's probably gonna look even worse for her situation because, you know what I'm saying, like you said, there, you know, U.S.'s attention is more on helping Ukraine and helping her, and if the war is not going Russia's way, Russia's not going to care about her at all.
Yeah. And that's how it's looking, and that's what they basically said and made clear, is that she's not their priority right now, which basically means she's stuck, you know. And so yeah, that's that Britney situation. Furthermore, what I want to ask you guys, obviously with all this Ukraine stuff going on, you know, our boy in North Korea, he always want to be in the mix. He don't want to ever be left out. So he's been doing the thing too. He's been kind of testing these bombs. What do y'all think about this nuclear war? I've been hearing a lot about this. Everyone's saying Armageddon might happen. Everyone's saying, you know, one wrong move, one wrong say, the bombs might go flying. How possible? Starting with Clay, what do you think this is something that we should just kind of not really be worried about, or you think there's a possibility?
Honestly, I feel like things have not heightened to that in the grand scheme of things. When you think about like how much real what do you call it, like how much tension there really is between all the countries, not just Ukraine and Russia. I don't think it's heightened to that point yet. I feel like it's just a bunch of, you know, who could pee. Let me show people how far I could pee without peeing on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it feels like. And it just seems like everyone's just kind of like, oh, you're testing? Okay, well, I'm a test. Just taste. You know what I'm saying? It's like everyone's being just kind of on their toes about everything going on. So I don't think it's gonna happen, but, you know, let's just hope that we don't hear any more news about it. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully nobody actually fucking locks on to one of them missiles. You know what I'm saying? But in my opinion, I don't think anything's gonna happen.
Don, what you think?
So I don't know. I feel like I'm iffy about it because I'm here looking at everything and so much craziness is happening. Nukes. I don't know if nukes will happen, but I feel like a bigger war is possibly going to happen with Russia kind of losing this war and battle that they got going on. China, they just announced today that their goal right now is to reunite China and Taiwan, and they're gonna pretty much do the same thing. Or they're pretty much saying that they're planning to do the same thing that Russia's doing to Ukraine right now. And the U.S. recently said that they would defend Taiwan, you know what I'm saying, no matter what, because we have an agreement or
the U.S. got to defend everybody, man.
Yeah.
So
So
here we go again.
Yeah, that doesn't look good at all because that means we're going to have to, be fighting China or whatever it is. And, a lot of other crazy background political stuff just happened. Like, I think they just banned, DJI, the what is that? The drone?
Oh,
the drone company?
Yeah.
They just banned, I think, something with that company because that company's China owned. So they're getting a lot of engineers out there. They so it's a whole bunch of stuff brewing up to where it's looking like, it's not looking good for the world and all these countries, and it's just not looking good.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think nuclear war, but I believe.
Would you at least agree that?
Go ahead.
Right. Would you at least agree that if one person was to let it go, that everybody's gonna let it go? Or do you like? That's what I think. I feel like that's the only way it would happen because I feel like there's no way that someone lets it off and then everyone's chill. That's not gonna be the case. Like once somebody lets it off, niggas is gonna be all right, and then.
You say okay. Oh, you
that's
saying,
how I picture it.
Got you. You saying if one person lets a nuke off, then the rest is going to, like, that's what you're saying?
Yeah. Because, like, for example, let's say even Russia, let's say North Korea let one off and it God forbid, hit LA. America is not just going to take that to the chest and just chill. You know what I'm saying? So, like, they going to let one off. And then someone going to be one defending that person. They're going to let one, you know what I mean? And I think that was what would start a whole entire, like, this let it go situation. But
my thing, I don't.
In my opinion, the only thing that's stopping that is.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
All right. Yeah, I was saying. I think.
No, go.
I think that. I don't think these bigger countries. I don't think China and America would directly nuke each other, or Russia would nuke America. I think it's more of like Russia would. If nukes do happen, Russia's probably gonna nuke Ukraine, or China will. If this is long run, because I don't think nothing has escalated, but China would end up nuking Taiwan, and the U.S. would have to, or because of the agreement with Taiwan, U.S. would have to intervene and go into there. So I don't think, and there would be nukes going on there and stuff like that. I don't think nukes would hit America, and I don't know.
That's what it said. They said, from what I read, they said both North Korea and Russia got. Then they said the 5 major cities or something. I know New York City was on there, LA was on there, Chicago was on there, and they were saying like they have missiles that could direct hit all these places in America, which I know they have, but
Russia ain't got shit.
I don't know. Now. Maybe they just capping, but
Russia's capping right now. Out of all places, Russia's
capping.
You
swear?
Russia is capping. China, maybe. Russia, nah.
I don't think Russia capping be because remember niggas been had all these nukes before they even started the war and shit. So you know what I'm saying, like
very true. And then the thing about it is too, like you would think like, oh, as long as I'm not in one of those major cities, like I won't be affected. But it's gonna be like major, major environmental changes if that happens. Like, it's gonna be so bad.
Yeah, wait, nigga, I mean, again, it's so weird because it's like. You thinking about it in your head and you're like, that's like impossible, but technically it's not impossible, I guess, what they saying that these niggas really have these nukes. So it's like, None of us obviously have not seen them because you can't just test that shit like like that, like just
Like the only proof you have to like see what a nuke can do is like when they did it to Hiroshima. Was it Hiroshima?
Yeah, Japan, yeah.
That's what
You know what I'm
a lot of
saying?
these
Like,
countries use as
Which is
their
proof they really
weapons
have
for nukes.
What?
Now, the thing with Hiroshima, that's what a lot of these countries use as like their U.S. did it, so they shouldn't even be, you know what I'm saying, against it or whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. U.S. did do it, and it's crazy. Japan, they obviously came back from that, but at the same time, it was not easy. You know what I mean? And a lot of people lost their lives. Japan was never the same again. A lot of people died just from the aftermath of it. So nuclear war is definitely not something, that we want to even start because that shit is crazy. But my thing is, I just feel like all these men in control of these things are very narcissistic, and narcissistic people usually don't want to die. And once you start that, they niggas know we're all dead. So you know what I mean? Like, I don't think Putin wants to wake up with half of Russia blown away.
Wants to.
And you know what I'm saying?
That's the crazy thing about nuclear war.
I feel like that's what stops them.
It'll destroy literally the whole world if all the countries were to, you know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be a line, like a domino effect. Everybody's gonna be hitting that button. That's why I don't think.
Well, yeah. If nukes is going off everywhere, then the whole world is messed. Well, I say if nukes is going off from everywhere, then the whole world is messed. But if it's one nuke hitting one place, really just like what I would say, like maybe
I don't
a fifth,
see
like
what they
whatever
saying,
fraction.
like nuclear Armageddon is going to happen. I more see maybe Russia nuking Ukraine. I can see that a lot more than them nuking, just everybody nuking each other.
All right, and real quick before we leave, so let me ask you this: so Russia nukes Ukraine. Let's say that happens. All right, boom. America's like, fuck that. America nukes Russia. Is America right?
No. I don't think we
No.
would nuke them back.
No, it better not.
But you don't think that's what would happen?
I don't think we.
You don't think so?
I don't think they would.
If Russia nuked Ukraine, you don't think America would back up UK and bomb Russia?
We would step
in.
I don't think we would use nuclear forces right away. Oh, they definitely said we're stepping in.
I don't even think we would step in, my G.
You don't think so? Yeah,
no, us giving us.
They stepped over the bridge.
Us supplies and everything like we've been doing. That's our way of stepping
if they
in.
Use nukes,
we're not stepping in.
We are fully forced, physically stepping in if they use nukes. It's not even, but it's not even Biden though. It's NATO, and I don't know if Biden runs NATO, but it's NATO.
No, but it's Biden too, because NATO is NATO, but Biden has the power to say America as a country is not gonna supply Ukraine or help Ukraine. They can say that if they wanted to. You know what I'm saying? That, but
if those countries around Ukraine want to help them, cool. But we better not. The U.S. better not help them, because us giving them supplies is already us helping them. And then if we do get involved, then whoever has they decide they want to then nuke us or whatever to us, then it's fair game. We can't say nothing.
And that's basically what he said. That's basically what he said. He said, like, if America further shows that they are going to help Ukraine in any kind of way other than just supplying them, that we're basically going to take that as y'all saying that you also want war with us.
Right, and they'll come and invade us. I believe they'll do it.
I honestly, bro,
I feel like they'll try.
I think, I mean,
maybe not. I don't think Putin's that dumb. It wouldn't even be worth the try. Not to good. He couldn't invade America even half as easily as he did.
I've never seen
Ukraine.
That's very true.
Y'all know these niggas. They are losing this battle like very bad. Like, it's true. They left a million mostly men left the country. Like, first of all, because he was doing the conscriptions. They are losing this war. Like. They don't even have the weapons to these soldiers have to buy their own armor to go to war. These are like real documented stuff that people are showing. Their own soldiers are killing each other. They're losing this war. Like Russia is, when it comes to military, Russia don't got it. They may have China. China can fuck around and go crazy if you know what I'm saying, if they are allies with China.
I don't know, man. Realistically, I don't understand. How could Ukraine's army be anywhere near
Russia? I don't know how.
It doesn't make sense.
You know what I'm saying? But they're eating Russia up. They fucking them up. Russia don't got it. China got it. I honestly, if I was to say,
I ain't gonna lie. I've been hearing as
fucking
of
Russia
recently
up,
Ukraine
bro. Like,
been
I don't know
holding
if y'all
their own.
seen.
I don't know how they doing it.
I mean, I think there's a difference between holding your own that's compared to saying
They
that
are
these
fuck-
niggas are
they're-
straight up eating Russia. I don't think they're doing that because I feel like if that was the case, Putin would be going to far more drastic.
No, like, okay, so let me not say hold their own, like just keep it a balance. When I'm holding their own, like they pushing back and like they starting to regain some
No, what
territory.
I'm saying is-
like they actually
I'm
pushing
saying
back
what I-
successfully. I'm surprised. And that's how it should be. They don't need nobody help. You know what I'm saying? If that's a battle y'all want to fight, cool, fight that. But don't get us involved.
That's why I said it's possible that
You know what I'm saying?
Putin will nuke Ukraine because that is the only way. I feel like it would be him like, damn, I'm losing this. That's the only way they can have their pride right now is nuking them, because they're at the point where they're pushing back. They're getting pushed back. If they push back even further, they gonna go into this. They went into this war and they're gonna end up losing Crimea too. Like the Ukrainians are saying, "Hey, get the fuck out," and we taking this spot back. That's what they saying. And Russia is losing.
That's true. Well, I mean, they bought the land. I don't think Ukraine. I don't think Russia's gonna be stupid enough to nuke the land. They fight for it.
I feel like it's a possibility because, like, bro,
I don't think they're gonna do that.
He's stopping the mobilization.
If he got that desperate, yeah, but I don't think he'll do it.
Apparently, in 2 weeks, he's stopping the mobilization. Like, where do you go next after that? Like, you ain't gonna call nobody else. Your soldiers are either leaving, killing each other, or don't want to fight. So
he could just settle for whatever land they captured.
The Ukrainians are gonna want that. They're gonna kill everybody there. The Ukrainians want their land plus Crimea, which he captured.
Well, we gotta see what happens.
Which he captured in 2014. Like, that's what I'm saying. The only thing that he can do is nuke right now. They barely have any weapons. Like,
I don't think he's gonna do it.
They ran through all their weapons. We, as America, we used to supply them with, like, you know what I'm saying, supplies. We pulled that, so they don't have those weapons.
Yeah, they can.
So, say it again.
My fault. Casey commented.
It sounds like CNN. Nah, no cap, bro. This military stuff definitely been on my YouTube recommendation like all the time. So I've been low-key just watching it while I'm doing stuff on the computer, and I don't be hearing this shit.
I don't know, bro. I don't trust niggas. I don't trust.
If it was just the news reports, I wouldn't believe it.
I believe that
YouTube is crazy nowadays. You literally see, like, you're literally on the front line. It's like Call of Duty, bro. People are in this war with GoPros on. This shit's crazy.
Everyone, nigga. Of course they gonna pick. Remember, the media picks what you see before you see it, bro. Especially something like that. It's not niggas just uploading that to the YouTube channel. Right. Of course, the same media run by liberals that's supplying these niggas with shit, and they want us to feel like, oh, what you doing is working. We're giving them a look.
It's not
I don't
the
think these
media
niggas is winning no war, bro.
GoPros, like, it's actual people in the, like, a lot of them is like foreign fighters that's actually in the war. Like, they putting GoPros on and they're uploading it to YouTube themselves.
Yeah, I know, nigga.
Bro, I'll send you videos.
They can't be uploading it to YouTube
themselves, bro. I gotta
find out. What's the YouTube channel? What's the nigga's YouTube channel?
Doing missions in Ukraine.
Yeah, I know, nigga, but I'm saying that's probably footage that they then have to give to their superiors. Their superiors cut it up and then give it to the media, and then the media puts it out.
I was dumbfounded when I seen it. I'm like, bro, it's like I'm watching Call of Duty. Like, this wasn't no.
Yeah, let's wrap it up, man.
And so all that too. So you see a couple videos of niggas in the GoPro first point of view that whooping ass. That mean they win the war? Of course, niggas gonna show you that shit. You're not gonna see a video of the nigga dying
that they were winning.
Dead.
If when the war first happened, they were showing that they were losing. If they were showing like, oh yeah, Russia's not doing nothing, this ain't really much, blah blah blah, I wouldn't like believed it. But like every single report, everything is showing that they are, you know what I'm saying, that Russia's losing this war. Even stuff that Putin is saying is showing that Russia's losing this war. So
we'll check it out. Check it out.
We'll see. All right, yeah. So we'll definitely keep up with that and see what happens. It's been a while since this war has been going on. And it don't look like it's gonna stop no time soon because there ain't really been there's obviously no discussions going down
Either got
to talk it out.
Either gonna end with a nuke or Russia got to fully pull out.
So,
Which one's gonna happen?
I'm not putting no bad juju in
I don't
it.
even want to think about which
I'm
one.
not even gonna put no bad juju in it, man.
Sadly, one seems a lot more unlikely than the other, and those are the only two options. That's not good, but yeah, man. Everybody that was in the chat, I don't know if y'all got anything else I want to put out or I want to say, but thank you to B Cherry for holding us down with us and talking to us. Thanks to everybody that was in the chat. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Please go watch the rest of our videos, particularly the pop-up top. I'm going to put out every Friday morning. So, and of course, we're going to be